If you're looking at the Oxiline Scale MD Pro, this review is for you because smart scales love to promise medical level insights, but most people just want numbers they can actually use and understand. In this Oxiline Scale MD Pro review, I'm going hands-on. I'll unbox what comes with it, shows the setup and first scan, walk through the key body metrics in the app, and then give you my honest final thoughts, who it's worth it for and who should skip it. Before we get to the test, I have a special discount for the Oxiline MD Pro. My Oxiline Smart Scale MD Pro coupon code is available through the link in the description. You can also scan the QR code on screen to pull it up instantly. All right, let's unbox the Oxiline setup and take a quick look at build quality, because with an Oxiline Smart Scale like this, the hardware matters just as much as the apps. In the box, you get three things: the Oxiline Scale MD Pro, a USB-C charging cable, and the user manual, so it's a pretty clean, no filler package. Now, the scale itself has a tempered glass surface, and it immediately feels more premium than the typical plastic smart scale. The handle is stainless steel, and it's connected with a coiled cable. And just from moving it around, the mechanism looks like it slides smoothly, but I'll tell you how it actually feels once I do a real scan. You've also got contact plates on both the base and the handle, which is the whole point of the Oxiline Smart Scale MD Pro. It's designed for full body readings, not just feet-only measurements. And it definitely has some heft, around 6 pounds, so it feels more substantial than the super lightweight scales. Size-wise, it's pretty compact for a handle-based scale, about 12 by 11 by 1.5 inches. And there's a 3-inch OLED display on the handle, which we'll look at during the first test. Now, let's talk about the tech. This is where the MD Pro tries to separate itself from a typical smart scale. Most smart scales are 4 electrode systems. You stand on the platform, it sends a signal through your feet and lower body, and you get estimates that are heavily influenced by that lower body pathway. Oxiline's pitch with MD Pro is that it's an 8 electrode setup, 4 electrodes on the base and 4 in the handle. So the signal runs hands plus feet, a fuller head-to-toe pathway. In theory, that matters because it can support segmental readings and improve upper body estimation compared to foot-only scales. Oxiline also markets what they call dual echo sensors and clinical grade accuracy, but I'm going to treat that as positioning and focus on what it does in real use. Next, the display. Earlier, I mentioned the handle screen. Oxiline calls it a 3-inch OLED, and during your weigh-in, it can show key results right on the device. The manual lists the on-device metrics like weight, body fat percentage, body water percentage, bone mass, BMI, muscle mass, and visceral fat, so you don't have to pull out your phone every time. For the battery, it's a 500 milliampere hour rechargeable battery that charges via USB-C, so no disposable batteries. Oxiline claims it can last around a month and charge in under an hour. I'll share what I actually experience as I keep using it. And for capacity, it supports 6 to 180 kilograms, which is about 13.2 to 396 pounds. Finally, connectivity and app. This is Bluetooth, no Wi-Fi needed, and your full history lives in the Oxiline Health app. The app supports multiple user profiles with automatic recognition, and you can export data as PDF or CSV, which is a nice touch if you want to share trends with a coach or clinician. Now then, a reminder, if you want to check today's special deal on the Oxiline Scale MD Pro, use the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen. It also comes with free shipping, a lifetime warranty, and a 30-day money-back window, which definitely helps if you're trying to figure out whether this is the best smart scale for your routine. So let's set up the app. And the first step, of course, is going to be to download the Oxiline Health app. Now, I'm on my Android, and the app was super easy to find. Once you get into the app, you're going to create your profile. And it's important that you do this as completely as possible. Age, gender, height, everything. This part matters for the body composition essentials, so don't skip it. Once you've created your profile, turn on the Bluetooth on your phone. In the app, tap Add Device. Select Scale MD Pro from the list and confirm your pairing. Now, the whole process felt really straightforward. There's no weird troubleshooting. I really found that helpful, and it connected quickly and stayed connected. After you've set up everything in your app, now it's time to do a proper scan. So the first step is to put the scale on a hard, flat surface. Make sure it's not carpet. Carpet is the easiest way to mess up consistency of results. Step on barefoot and stand still. Bare feet helps the electrodes actually read properly. Make sure your feet have full contact with the base electrodes. Lift the handle, hold it with thumbs on the inner plates and fingers on the outer plates. This grip is actually pretty important. If you're off, your readings can be off. Keep your arms straight and parallel to the floor. Stay still until it finishes. And the scan time is about 15 to 20 seconds while holding the handle. Now, what actually happens during the scan? Core results show up right on the OLED display during and after the scan, like weight and key body composition metrics. I like that you get the basics instantly without even opening the app. The full report syncs to the app automatically via Bluetooth. And the sync was quick. There was no manual refresh needed. After the weigh-in, the app shows a summary screen with the rest of your metrics and trends. And this is where you'll actually spend time, looking at trends, not just one reading. The Oxiline Scale MD Pro tracks a total of 31 body metrics, including segmental muscle and fat measurements. I'm not going to go through all 31 one by one. Instead, I'll focus on the ones that actually matter for everyday tracking. Now, let's look at my results. So I'm looking at the summary screen after my weigh-in, and I like that it starts simple. There's no data overload. I'm not looking at too much at once. When I'm looking at the body composition overview, this is the screen that I would definitely check the most often. It's where I look for trends, I look for gains, losses, but it's what I'm looking at and what I'm tracking. When I'm looking at my segmental body view, my arms, my legs, my core, this is what makes it feel like more of a full body than feet-only scales. And I'm definitely looking at the trend graphs over time. So here's a body fat percentage versus muscle mass reading. So body fat percentage tells you how much of your total weight comes from fat, while muscle mass shows how much lean tissue you have. Tracking these together is important because it helps you understand whether changes in your weight are coming from fat loss, muscle gain, or both. Now let's take a look at visceral versus subcutaneous fat. Subcutaneous fat is the fat stored under your skin, while visceral fat surrounds your internal organs. Visceral fat is often considered more relevant for long-term metabolic health, so it's one of the most important indicators to watch over time. Now let's look at segmental muscle and fat analysis. Segmental analysis breaks down muscle and fat distribution across your arms, legs, and core. This is useful for spotting imbalances. For example, if one side is stronger than the other, or if certain areas are losing muscle. Next up is body water percentage. Body water percentage reflects hydration levels. This number can fluctuate based on how much water you've had, exercise, or even time of day. So it's best viewed as a trend rather than a single day score. And last up is BMR and body age. Basal metabolic rate, or BMR, estimates how many calories your body burns at rest. Body age is a modeled estimate comparing your metrics to population averages. These aren't exact medical measurements, but they can be useful for tracking progress over time. It's important to remember that these numbers are based on bioelectrical impedance analysis, so they're estimates. They're most useful when you track them consistently over weeks and months, rather than focusing on one reading. Overall, the app makes the 31 tracked metrics feel more structured and visual, rather than overwhelming, especially if you focus on trends instead of daily fluctuations. So here are my final thoughts. The Oxiline Scale MD Pro stands out mainly because of its 8-electrode full body measurement approach, which can give you more comprehensive readings than basic foot-only scales, especially when you're trying to track changes beyond just weight. The segmental analysis is genuinely useful if you care about muscle balance and where your body composition is shifting over time, but I also love the practical side. The built-in OLED display makes daily check-ins easy without having to open the app every single time. But if all you want is a number on the scale, this is probably more than you need. And any other best smart scale for body weight alone might be a simpler, cheaper model. So if you're asking what is the best smart scale, for deeper body composition tracking, this is a strong option, as long as you remember BIA data is about trends and realistic expectations. And if you want to check a special deal, the link is in the description and the QR code is on screen. If you want more honest, hands-on health tech reviews like this, subscribe to Health News and watch another scale review or a wearable review from the channel, because seeing a couple of devices side by side makes it way easier to choose what actually fits your goals.